Good afternoon, everyone. I am Carol Musil, Dean of the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, and I welcome you to our 2023 Diploma ceremony. The School of Nursing ceremony information is on the little information cards at your seats. If you have not already done so, please take a moment to silence your cell phone. To family, friends, faculty, staff, and alumni who are here today, let me begin by saying thank you. Thank you for your patience, love, and support of these accomplished new graduates. As an alumna of the school, I can tell you, and you know, that they would not be here without you and your support. Thank you for sharing them with the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. And to the new graduates, congratulations, you made it. Congratulations on making the best decision of your life, your decision to become a nurse and to attend the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. For those of you who are just beginning your nursing career, our 102 Bachelor of Science students and 22 Master of Nursing students, please know you will change lives in dramatic moments and numerous small ways. Every man, woman, and child at some point in their life needs a nurse. You'll use your expertise and the art and the science of nursing to provide care for those who need it, to motivate individuals to improve their health. Nurses who are here today receiving advanced degrees can attest to that fact. So, to our 43 Master of Science in Nursing graduates, congratulations on moving into advanced clinical practice roles as nurse practitioners or nurse midwives. You will bring health care to those who need it most, improve health, and drive improvements in care. To our 73 Doctor of Nursing Practice graduates, congratulations on earning your doctorate to become our next generation of nurse leaders. And finally, to our 4 PhD graduates, congratulations on becoming nurse scientists and in shaping our profession and our nation's health through research. All of our graduates are starting a new phase of their careers. And similarly, nursing as a practice discipline continues to evolve. This year, our school marks 100 years of academic nursing excellence. It has been 100 years this year since Francis Payne Bolton gifted the university an endowment that helped establish the School of Nursing at Case Western Reserve. Bolton wanted to elevate the profession of nursing and encourage the school to focus on experiential learning and nursing research. That was her only stipulation for the donation. A lot has changed in the past 100 years, but our dedication to academic excellence and distinction in research has remained constant. Nursing is not just a career, it is a global calling. For some of you, this calling was refined by witnessing a global health emergency. The COVID-19 pandemic shifted the way the world thinks about global health and about nursing. Now, a lot has changed over these last 4 years, and a lot has changed over the past year as well. But we as nurses have emerged collectively stronger and more resilient than before. Sitting here today, you represent the most educated nurses on the cusp of your careers. Our roles as healthcare providers, clinical leaders, and nurse scientists are rapidly adapting to meet the demands of our nation's changing healthcare needs. And while the world better understands the essential work of nurses, nurses must still push forward to have a seat at the table where leadership decisions are made. We must continue to influence health policy and provide strategic decisions in healthcare. There's much work to be done, and we know that you, as our future leaders, will push those boundaries. Francis Payne Bolton alumni shape the nursing profession. They are known worldwide for their innovation and excellence. And now, we look forward to watching you shape the nursing profession as you continue that legacy. Now, I am proud to introduce our guest speaker. She's a healthcare leader, and her name is Dr. Elizabeth Madigan. Elizabeth is the Chief Executive Officer of Sigma International Honor Society of Nursing. She assumed the position in November of 2017, following a 25-year period teaching and leading here at Case Western Reserve University. She started as a graduate research assistant, and when she left, she was a tenured professor and had been associate dean as well at the School of Nursing. She is a 1996 PhD graduate of the school. Her clinical background and her program of research focuses on home health care. In 2021, she was recognized as one of the top 100 women in global health during the Year of the Nurse and Midwife. She is a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing, fellow ad addendum in the Royal College of Surgeons of Ireland, and proud leader of Sigma International. Liz, welcome.
It's nice to be back home. So I wanted to start out first by congratulating the graduates. Congratulations to all of you. You made it. You made it. But I also want to congratulate your family and friends too, because as you know, it takes a village to do these kinds of programs. I also want to congratulate the faculty for getting another group across the line. So what you may not realize, because I sat back with them for many years, is that we are so proud of you that you're going out to do new things, and we're so excited to see your progress. 100 years, wow, think about that. That's a long time. There were turbulent times then too, though, right? We had come out of World War I. We had just sort of gotten through the influenza pandemic. The Great Depression was coming, but nobody knew it in 1922. But it was an opportunity for nursing innovation. There were a lot of things that happened in that 100 years as a result of those turbulent times. One was the establishment of FPB as a university-based school of nursing. That was really unusual back at the time. Nursing education was very much the apprentice model, right? Where you went to a diploma school, you did a little coursework, but you spent most of your time in the clinical setting. It was a very different model, and it wasn't without controversy when university-based programs started. So when you look at the history of nursing in the United States, the establishment of this school is one of the things that's noted. It was also a time for other innovations in nursing. So some of the other things that happened were the development of nurse anesthesia as a specialty. So those of you who are nurse anesthetists and ready to become CRNAs, your specialty is about 100 years old. It came across after all these turbulent times. The same with nursing midwifery. Nursing midwifery is about 100 years old. So why am I talking about these things? Because it was a time of innovation, right? With these kind of turbulent times provide opportunities for innovation. Yes, they can be troubling, but at the same time, it's a great opportunity. So let me give you another example of a model of care. So down in the hills, in the Appalachian Hills in Kentucky, there was a nurse midwife who started a group called the Frontier Nursing Service. The infant and maternal mortality back in the hollers was off the charts, and she thought something could be done. So she got nurses and midwives, and she put them on horses and mules. And they went in the hollers and they delivered babies and did well baby checks. So Frontier Nursing Service is still in existence. And at one time, because in my view, all roads lead back to FPB, we actually provided some of their education. So when I was a younger faculty member here, we provided some of their coursework. The other thing that happened in about 100 years ago was the first time that there was federal funding for providing nursing-led maternal child health care in the community. So it was really a time for innovation. And I want you to think about this because I think this is another time for innovation, and this is our chance. And I'm going to say this next sentence a couple times throughout this because I want the graduates in particular to take this home, okay? Now is the time for all of you to take the lead. Now is the time for all of you to take the lead. There are 22 million nurses in the world. When you look at nurses and midwives as the proportion of the global healthcare workforce, nurses and midwives represent half of the global healthcare workforce. However, we're severely underrepresented in leadership positions in formal places. If every single nurse in the world took on a leadership position, because you all can, we could change the world. We could move the needle on many things. So let me be clear, leadership is not a formal position. Sometimes we confuse those two things, but it's really taking action on a problem. And those of you who are nurses and have been nurses for a while, so the MSNs and the DNPs, you know how it is when you're in a work setting, you're like, boy, that's just bugging me. I need to do something about that. That's leadership. Nurses can and should lead from wherever they are, regardless of their position. You can lead within your work setting. You can lead within professional organizations. You can lead within a community-based group, going from the very local to the global. Let me give you an example of where places that nurses don't necessarily think about themselves as leaders. A lot of communities have some kind of community housing organization, whether it's governmental or quasi-governmental or nonprofit. Nurses are great members in these kinds of groups because we understand how housing impacts health and how health impacts housing. Because we have a holistic view, we understand the social determinants of health, we can make great contributions to those kinds of organizations. But we don't really think about ourselves there. So your leadership is really only limited by your imagination. Now is the time for all of you to take the lead. And let's focus on what you have coming from FPB. I've thought about this actually quite a bit, about what makes FPB special. For friends and family, let me give you some examples of some of the things that FPB faculty and alumni have done, and it's a short list, because trust me, it could go on and on and on. FPB have had presidents of the International Council of Nurses, representing the 22 million nurses in the world. FPB has had presidents, multiple, of the American Nurses Association, one of whom is sitting back here. We've had a person who was the president of the American Academy of Nursing, also sitting back here. We've had multiple clinical specialty organizations represented with FPB grads in the lead, and that includes lots of different clinical specialties. The current president of the National League for Nursing is an FPB grad. And that doesn't include board positions. There's a lot of places where I can't list them all out because we'd be here all afternoon, and there's another ceremony starting at 4, so I have my limits. At one time, and I haven't done the current because there's a lot of movement, at one time there were more deans who were FPB graduates in the United States than any other school in the country had. We have stellar nurse scientists. Again, I can't start with names because we'd be here till 4. There are so many nurse scientists that have come out of this school who have done great work that has impacted the health of the nation and the world. And they're serving high levels at various levels in the US government. We have lots to be proud of with that group. We've also had leaders in premier health systems. MD Anderson, New York Presbyterian, lots of large health systems have FPB grads at some level of leadership. We've had a lot of firsts in their countries. So FPB has had a long, extensive history of supporting nurses from other countries. The first DNPs, and this is just a couple, in the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Canada came from FPB. The first PhD graduate in Hungary came from FPB. At one time, the government of Thailand, deciding to invest in nursing, decided to send their master's prepared people to 3 schools in the United States for PhDs. FPB was one. Since that time, they've gone back. They're now deans and they're leading schools. They are doing great things within the Thai Ministry of Health, within the Thai Nurses Association. And this is exactly what you want from a program, right? You want developed capacity in those people who then can go back. As a result of that, they are now a regional resource in Asia. So people from China, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam come to Thailand to get their PhDs, thanks in part to the PhD work that was done here at FPB. And so I've talked a lot about formal positions of leadership, even though I said you lead from where you are. And I'm going to give you just 2 examples of some recent FPB grads doing things in clinical settings who aren't necessarily in formal positions of leadership. One is that we have a nurse here locally who has worked on safe medication practices in the Veterans Administration. And oh, by the way, the VA is the largest health system in the United States. And her work has actually permeated throughout the VA system. I had the blessing of talking to a graduate from 1999 a couple weeks ago, and we've stayed in touch. After he did his nursing degree here, he practiced as a nurse and went back to law school. Since then, he's practiced as an attorney, but he's kept his nursing. And so one of the things he's working on is when patients leave against medical advice. So this is one of those things where patients get upset and they decide they're going to leave even though the health team doesn't think they're ready. So he's developed a program to focus on that, to say, what can we do to decrease this? He uses his nursing skills every day, even though he hasn't practiced clinically for a while. It's in the culture here. Oops, well, that's not good. Those are my glasses. So I was trained as a nurse scientist here, and one of the things I've been pondering is, what's my hypothesis about what makes this place special? I think it's the culture. Ask anybody who goes into a formal leadership position, the hardest thing to change, it's the culture. And I'm not suggesting you change it, keep the culture. What we know from anthropology and sociology is that culture comes through language and modeling, and I think that's what happens here when I think about it from being out of the organization for a while. Leadership is in the DNA of this organization. It's how the faculty and alumni give back to the profession. This legacy of leadership also attracts great students. So what happens is we get great students who go out and do great things, we attract more great students, it's all circular. Because you come from here, you are well poised to be leaders. I've looked at the curriculum. The curriculum is not that different than other places. It's not like we do a bunch of more leadership courses or things than other places do. It's because you have people here modeling what leadership looks like. Many of these people, your colleagues, right? You're leaders. So if you're new to the profession or you're new to a new role, I'm going to give you 6 months grace where you don't have to do anything leadership oriented, but only 6 months, no more. Now is the time for all of you to take the lead. We need you now more than ever because this has been such a critical time in these turbulent times. Innovation is your watchword. Look for opportunities to try new things, to do new things. This is where nurse anesthesia and nurse midwifery came from, right? So what's the next thing? We're relying on you to help us come up with some of those ideas. You're leaders. So let's go back 100 years just for one more minute. After World War I, now stick with me, after World War I, there were more than 800 oak trees honoring those lost in World War I planted along Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Some of those oak trees are still there. They're 104 years old. I tried to count them on my way down today, and I was driving too fast to do so. So why am I bringing this up? Oak trees come from tiny acorns. The people who planted those trees in 1919 had no idea how that plan was going to work, but they did it anyway because it was important. The leadership you provide is similar. It may start simply. You will have no idea how it will go, but you will do it anyway because it is important. Now is the time for all of you to take the lead. Now go do great things. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for the inspiring words and for sharing with everyone in the audience the legacy of the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing. So thank you so much.
You're
we have a
welcome.
token of appreciation.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And now I would like to introduce our second speaker, and this is a DNP student speaker, Holly Gentry. When Holly was growing up, she had no idea she would eventually become a nurse practitioner, and then a nurse educator. After having her son 11, a little over 17 years ago, she realized that a nursing career would allow her unlimited opportunities to help others and provide for her family. Now a mother of 3, Holly has just completed her 5th nursing degree and her 26th year of school. That's pretty remarkable. And she is looking forward to a little time, but is very excited to continue to help grow a profession that has given her so much. Dr. Gentry, please come forward.
Hello, everybody. Dean Musil, esteemed faculty, invited guests, and fellow graduates. I am pleased and honored to be with you here today to deliver a message for our commencement, which is, for some of us, the beginning of what is hopefully a long and fulfilling nursing career, and for the rest of us, the start of the next chapter in our professional lives. As I reflect on my own educational journey, I'd like to share a story about someone who has inspired me during my time here at Case Western Reserve University. This person was born in Cleveland in 1885 to a wealthy family dedicated to public service and philanthropy. When she was a teenager, she belonged to a club whose members supported the Visiting Nurse Association by making bandages and dressings, and she even started traveling with nurses when they visited patients. In her early 20s, she married and started a family of her own, but she never forgot the time she spent with nurses and patients. In fact, she went on to advocate for better living and working conditions for nurses in her community as a board member for several organizations, including the Visiting Nurse Association and Lakeside Hospital. During World War I, she was instrumental in persuading the Secretary of War to set up an Army School of Nursing. In 1940, she made history as the first Congresswoman from Ohio when she took over for her husband upon his death and then held the seat for 28 years, utilizing her position to secure millions of dollars in federal aid for women to become nurses and also to advocate for many other causes. For those of you who have figured out who I'm talking about, probably a lot of these people back here, you know that I skipped over one of perhaps her most famous contributions, when in 1923, she donated a large endowment to Western Reserve University to develop its School of Nursing, later named in her honor. This inspiring woman was, of course, none other than Frances Payne Bolton. Although she was never trained as a nurse, Frances Payne Bolton influenced the growth and development in our profession in numerous ways. According to the National Women's History Museum, with the creation of the Bolton Act in 1943, she helped build the U.S. Cadet Nurse Corps, providing funding for students' tuition, books, and living costs, regardless of the color of their skin. This legislation increased the nursing workforce very quickly, helping the U.S. sustain the war effort at home and abroad. She used her privilege to show people the importance and the value of nurses and of nursing. As we celebrate our school's centennial anniversary, it is easy to recognize the continued impact of Frances Payne Bolton's advocacy and leadership. We can see her legacy in our many faculty members who are nationally and internationally known nurse leaders. It is reflected in our nurse scientists' commitment to innovation and advances in nursing. It is also felt in our student body, as we have learned alongside and collaborated with some of the best and brightest nurses in the country. This education will also have an effect on how we practice nursing and how we illuminate the nursing lens. The nursing lens provides a unique viewpoint of people's lives which cannot be overstated. We see our patients on their best days and on their worst days. We understand how complex factors can affect someone's health status and even their ability to be healthy. So, class of 2023, as you start this new phase, I encourage you to use your privilege as a graduate of one of the top nursing schools in the US and as one of less than 20% of nurses with a master's degree or one of the 1% of nurses with a doctorate to follow in Francis Payne Bolton's footsteps. Let us take our patient advocacy skills and apply them to influence policy decisions in our organizations, our communities, in our state and federal governments. Let us challenge the status quo to diversify our nursing workforce, to reduce workplace violence for all healthcare professionals, to decrease and eliminate health disparities, to provide strategies to prevent gun violence, and to find solutions to the maternal and infant mortality crises. The spirit of Francis Payne Bolton is in our academic DNA. While our time as students may be over, we will forever be alumni of the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing, and we must now fulfill our obligation to learn, to care, and to lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gentry. That was wonderful. And now I would like to introduce our final speaker, Master of Nursing student, Akanksha Malhotra. Akanksha is graduating from the Master of Nursing program with her first nursing degree. After graduation, she plans to work in the cardiothoracic intensive care unit at the Cleveland Clinic. As you'll hear, she hopes her speech will be a reflection on her and her classmates' journey in nursing so far. Akanksha, please come forward.
I'm kind of short, so hopefully you can see me over the podium. But first off, thank you so much for the opportunity for letting me speak today. And if we travel back in time to August of 2021, I remember walking into the health education campus, which is our main building. And I remember being one of the first people there, and I was so beyond nervous, kind of like how I am right now. And I kept thinking about what I had gotten myself into. I had no idea what nursing is. I had no idea who I was going to meet. And I had no idea what the next 2 years were going to look like. Towards the end of that first day, our program director, Dr. Jackson, came in to give us our first stethoscopes. After we each got one, Dr. Jackson had said a few words. One of the last things I remember her saying was how our stethoscope is one of the biggest ways we connect with our patients. We touch each one of them quite literally and emotionally. When I was listening to this speech, I remember thinking to myself, how cheesy is that? However, as I reflect on the past 2 years, I began to think of all the people I used that stethoscope on and how many people we have touched. So I decided to do a little bit of math. With over 1,000 clinical hours and each clinical day being about 8 hours, that's about 125 clinical days. Even if we had used our stethoscope on one patient per clinical day, that's already 125 patients that we have touched with our stethoscope. When I calculated this number, I was shocked. It doesn't seem like over the past 2 years we have met over 125 patients. It also makes me think about how many more patients we will meet during our career. Now, when nurses talk about cheesy topics such as how many people we have affected as nurses and future practitioners, I understand the impact we have on our community. To conclude, I want to wish my friends a little bit of good luck, although I'm not really sure they will need it. So, to my friends going into labor and delivery and women's health, I am looking forward to all of the new relationships that you will create in families and all the women that you will advocate for. To my friends going into pediatrics, I am excited to see you tap into the imagination of a young child and help them grow. To my friends going into mental health nursing and psychiatry, I am so glad that those who may be in the lowest point of their lives will have you as a hand to hold. To my friends going into oncology, I commend you for taking your own life experiences and taking the care you and your family received and carrying it forward. And finally, to my critical care friends, I am looking forward to being coworkers and working together for our patients at the sickest point in their lives. There's too many specialties in nursing for me to go through each one and wish all of them good luck, so I'll stop there. And we have that 4 p.m. deadline. But class of 2023, congratulations, we did it. I cannot wait to see all of you grow into providers, educators, and leaders. You are all so special and will change the world and people you meet. Congratulations again, everyone. I wish you the best of luck, and one last thank you to our professors, families, and everyone else who has gotten us here today.
Thank you, Akanksha. It is now time to present some very special awards. The listing of all awards can be found online using the QR code. The first group of awards is to acknowledge a group of people who are essential to our programs. And these are dedicated nurses who teach, guide, and mentor our students during their preceptorship experiences. Dr. Carly Carnish will present these awards.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Carly Carnish, Assistant Director of the BSN Program, Clinical Placement Coordination, and instructor at the School of Nursing. The candidates for the Francis Payne Bolton Preceptor Awards are selected by students from each program to honor a nurse that they feel best exemplifies the qualities of professionalism and mentorship that are essential for a preceptor role. For 2023, the student body has voted the following awards. The award for excellence in precepting of BSN students goes to Gina Rehorig. Gina is unable to attend this afternoon, but Gina is from the University Hospital's Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital of Cleveland. Nurse Rehorig's nominator said of her commitment to caring for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit was evident, and making sure that the patient is always receiving the highest level of care. The award for excellence in precepting of MN students goes to Angela Rebels. Angela was also unable to join us today, but Angela, also from University Hospital's Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital of Cleveland, and she is also the assistant nurse manager of the NICU step-down unit. Says her nominator, she provided unique opportunities for us to learn and tailored our patient assignments to best fit our learning needs. And the award for excellence in precepting of MSN students goes to Nicole Leach. Nicole, please come forward. Nicole is from Mercy Health Vermilion Primary Care Office. Her nominator felt that she deserved recognition for excellence in precepting for allowing NP students to develop and learn to care for primary care patients as a provider. She allows students to think critically, develop essential, extensive assessment skills, practice seeing their own patients, and develop excellent note writing skills. Nurse Leach's emphasis on teamwork helped give the student the confidence needed for the advanced practice role. So thank you for selflessly sharing your knowledge with our students.
Our next award is the Mary K. Lehman Award for Excellence in Teaching. The Mary K. Lehman Award for Excellence in Teaching will be presented by Glenda Hellman, sister of Mary Kay. Other members of Mary Kay's family are also with us today. Mary Kay Lehman was a devoted Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing alumna faculty member, and administrator who died suddenly in the spring of 1994. Glenda.
Good afternoon. My sister, Mary Kay Lehman, was an instructor at the School of Nursing, doctoral candidate, and director of student services. As a scholar, researcher, and teacher, she was a faculty member committed to her students' learning and to the profession of nursing. In her memory, the School of Nursing has initiated the Mary Kay Lehman Award for Excellence in Teaching. Students at the School of Nursing select the recipient. This award is presented each year to a faculty member in the School of Nursing. This year's recipient of the 2023 Mary Kay Lehman Award is Jana Kinney. One nominator says, when she teaches any given content, she knows how to phrase it in a way that makes it applicable and interesting for the students. And she also gives students every resource necessary to learn as much as we can and succeed. Another notes, Professor Kinney goes above and beyond for all of her students who are going through difficulty in the nursing program. For me personally, she had assisted with giving me her time to re-explain or teach difficult topics extending past class time. Some of the descriptive words used to describe Ms. Kinney are great resource, amazing, favorite, supported, and motivating. Thank you for making a difference in the lives and careers of these students. Will Ms. Kinney please come forward?
At this time, it is a special honor and a privilege for me to present the Dean's Legacy Awards. These awards are given to an outstanding graduate of each of our 5 academic programs whose achievements and contributions to our school and community exemplify the legacy of academic excellence, service to the larger community, and the capacity for leadership and innovation in healthcare, for which Francis Payne Bolton is known. The recipients are selected by the dean from nominations presented by the directors of each program. The recipients of the 2023 Dean's Legacy Awards are as follows. From the BSN program, this year's Dean's Legacy Award recipient is Sampada Arora. Sampada. During her time here, Sampada has embodied the spirit of FPB, both inside and outside the classroom. She has served as vice president of the Undergraduate Student Nurses Association. She is a Bolton Scholar, a member of Sigma Theta Tau, and has worked as a research assistant. She has volunteered countless hours, serving as the director of community organizations, especially related to mental health and well-being, has given campus tours, and has been a guest speaker to BSN students. Most importantly, her kindness and compassion has been recognized by the individuals she has provided care for, and the nurses have praised her for professionalism. Sampada. From the MN program, This year, Dean's Legacy Award recipient is Jana Haas. Jana, please come forward. Jana exemplifies what it means to be a nurse. From inside the classroom and in clinicals throughout the MN program, Jana has worked to improve her skills as a nursing assistant in the emergency department at UH Medical Center. She demonstrates a commitment to leadership and service through ongoing volunteer work at the student-run health clinic at CWRU, as a Pet Pals volunteer at UH, and as a mentor for volunteers providing support dogs to those whose vision has been lost or with post-traumatic stress disorder. Jana has shown commitment to self, others, and the community, all qualities that embody the spirit of nursing in this award. Congratulations. From the MSN program, the Dean's Legacy Award recipient is Emily Mugler. Emily, please come forward. Emily is a graduating advanced practice nurse from the MSN Nurse Midwifery Program. Emily is passionate about caring for women across the lifespan. She is highly self-motivated, resilient, and always prepared, yet flexible enough to travel quite a distance for clinical assignments, something noticed by the outstanding evaluations from all of her clinical preceptors. She has been an exceptional role model for her classmates and exudes a professional demeanor at all times, while still being warm, friendly, caring, and compassionate. She has an excellent communication skills and is always a strong addition to all interprofessional collaborative teams. I'm proud to award Emily this recognition, and no doubt she will be an excellent addition to the midwifery profession. And finally, from the PhD program, the Dean's Legacy Award recipient is Wafa Aljari. Wafa, please come forward. Wafa Aljari is an emerging nurse scientist who explores factors that affect quality of life of families that include a child with sickle cell disease and other chronic conditions. Wafa has demonstrated leadership through her engagement in a variety of student groups and advocacy for family-centered care resources for children living with a chronic illness and their families. The remaining Dean's Legacy Award recipient for the DNP Dean's Legacy Award is Ann Ponert, who is not present today because she is traveling internationally. Congratulations to all these award recipients. We now recognize all graduating students who receive special honors, fellowships, and scholarships during their course of study at the School of Nursing. At this time, I would like to have all students who receive scholarships, fellowships, or awards stand and be recognized, including those who were Miller and Bassett Scholars through the Marion K. Shaughnessy Nurse Leadership Academy. Please join me in congratulating all of them. I think that should be most of you. All right, now we are finally at the moment that everyone has been waiting for, and that is the presentation of diplomas and hoods. Faculty will present the hoods to individual graduates. Dr. Sonia Moore, who leads the DNP Nurse Anesthesia Program, will read the names of the graduates. Now, this is just an additional note. A blue diploma cover indicates that a student is a spring graduate, and an ivory envelope indicates that the fall or summer graduate has previously been delivered. All right, Molly. Okay. Dr. Molly Jackson, MN Program Director, will hood the Master of Nursing students.
Dina Alcasey. Rachel Louise Carafi. Greta Rose Ebersol. Aubrey Madison Falante. Yana Haas. Madeline Helm. Hallie McKay Kirschman. Jillian Constant Christopher. Lauren Alexis Kurtzer. Akanksha Malhotra. Caitlin McClure. Alexandra Marie Morgan. Dalton Noakes. Lauren Ashley Pack. Jennifer Eileen Pais. Kelsey Nicole Rydell. Kimberly Braxton Sowers. Riley Ann Yusko. Yasmin Ibrahim El Asawi. Vanessa Blanchard. Caitlin Grace Bunker. Maria Garnica. Brittany Mary Henry. Najima Omar Ibrahim. Kathleen Joan Malinow. Gianna Marie Montague. Dr. Latina Brooks will be hooding the Master of Science in Nursing graduates. Okay. Emily Alexandra Mugler. Melissa Ray Nestor. Melissa Renee Rafisi. Michelle Stiltner. Kayla Wyachowski. The DNP graduates will be hooded by Dr. Latina Brooks or their chairs or advisors. Okay. Dr. Tammy Patricia Aiken. Dr. Juan N. Aliaga. Dr. Joe Alvarez. Dr. Catherine Anzalone. Dr. Ellen Joy Arigarat. Dr. Ashley Batters. Dr. Nakisha Bailey. Dr. Samantha Ann Belding. Dr. Danielle Lynn Boyce. Dr. Chelsea Danielle Calhoun. Dr. Janet P. Calhoun. Dr. Ashley Marie Carlucci. Dr. Jennifer A. Carpenter. Dr. Anne Marie Sheridan. Dr. Alicia Cobain. Dr. Melissa Davis Cole. Dr. Hannah Malley Coyne. Dr. Joan O'Halloran Curie. Dr. Alexandra Lee Demeter. Dr. Kimberly Pamela DeSanto. Dr. Hannah Victoria Elliott. Dr. Daniel Indris. Dr. Charles Ennis. Dr. Paula Ann Fessler. Dr. Hallie Marie Frank. Dr. Catherine Alexandra Gasser. Dr. Holly Ray Gentry. Dr. Taline Gokujian. Dr. Shari Virginia Harrison. Dr. Christopher Healy. Dr. Delissa Hughes. Dr. Devin Bowers Ibrahimi. Dr. Eileen Jung. Dr. Janine Duran Lamzon. Dr. Holly L. Ma. And Dr. Joan Renee McDonald, who couldn't be here with us today. and Dr. Adrienne Marie Merkavich. Dr. Zakia Mills. Dr. Paula Mosher. Dr. Gregory Matthew Nagley. Dr. Susan Oaks Ferrucci. Dr. Robert Payne. Dr. Dana Reed. Dr. Aaron Patrick Reed. Dr. Ashley Marie Selby. Dr. Ariel Renee Signorelli. Dr. Erin Elaine Slay. Dr. Linda Jean Spihar. Dr. Sarah Margaret Ruth Schurer. Dr. Rachel Tagliamonte. Dr. Emily Noel Willingham Schiavone. Dr. Adrienne Margaret Wolf. Dr. Monique Marie Zayas.
Congratulations to all the graduates, families, and friends. You did it. Now, just one or two final words. and that is by the order of the Board of Trustees and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I now confer upon these candidates the degree of Master of Nursing, Master of Science of Nursing, or Doctor of Nursing Practice, and admit them to the honors, rights, privileges, and obligations pertaining heretofore. Congratulations. Now that we have completed handing out diplomas, I would like to close the ceremony the same way I started, with congratulations and welcome fellow FPB alumni to the Case Western Reserve University family. Like any proud family member, I look forward to hearing about the many accomplishments of our newest additions. And remember, no matter how far you travel in your career path, whether it's down the street to one of our wonderful local hospitals, across an ocean to another country, or I suppose now even into space, you will always have a home here. We look forward to following your careers and your continued commitment and support of this school, the university, and the profession of nursing. Congratulations again to graduates, families, and friends of the class of 2023. And thank you to our talented musicians, Bruce Schuetz and Eric Sundert, for their contribution to our ceremony. This concludes our program. Please remain seated until the procession has withdrawn. Enjoy this moment. Rejoice, celebrate your accomplishments. Will the graduates please rise?